My girlfriend yelled in front of everyone. My past is my business. You don't need to ask me anything about it. I calmly replied, you're right. After that, I stopped sharing anything with her as well. And when she eventually realized it, her panic was something worth seeing. I'm 28, been with Lauren for almost 3 years. We met through mutual friends at a barbecue back in summer 2021. She was funny, sharp, had this way of making everyone in the room feel like they mattered. I fell hard, honestly. By month 6, we'd moved in together. By year 2, I was looking at rings online during my lunch breaks, imagining how I'd propose. Maybe at that park where we had our first real date. Maybe somewhere bigger. I hadn't decided yet, but I knew she was it. I'm not the jealous type. Never have been. I don't need to know every detail of someone's past relationships or mistakes. Everyone's got history. But Lauren had this thing where she'd bring up vague references to her ex or crazy times in college, and then immediately shut down if I asked anything. At first, I didn't think much of it. Privacy, boundaries, whatever. I respected that. But it became a pattern. She'd mention something, like how she learned the hard way about lending money, or how she used to party too hard. And when I'd naturally ask follow-up questions, she'd get defensive. Not just uncomfortable. Defensive. Like I was interrogating her. One time, maybe 6 months into us living together, we were watching a movie and a scene came on where someone talked about their ex. Lauren laughed and said, God, that reminds me of Tyler. Tyler? I asked. Her face tightened. Just an ex. No one important. How long were you guys together? She grabbed the remote and turned up the volume. Does it matter? I mean, no. I'm just curious. Can we not do this right now? I dropped it. I always dropped it. Because I didn't want to be that guy. The guy who needs to know everything. The guy who can't let things go. But it kept happening. Little comments. Little walls. And every time I'd ask a simple follow-up question, she'd deflect or shut down completely. The blow-up happened at her friend Kelsey's birthday dinner in early October. About 15 people crammed into this Italian place downtown. One of those loud spots with checkered tablecloths and Sinatra playing in the background. Everyone was drinking wine, swapping stories, laughing. Good vibes. Someone brought up college stories, and Lauren jumped in with this anecdote about getting kicked out of a club in Miami during spring break. Everyone laughed. She was animated, gesturing with her hands, doing impressions of the bouncer. It was funny. I was smiling, enjoying watching her have fun. When she finished, I leaned over and asked, wait, when was this? I didn't know you went to Miami for spring break. Simple question. Innocent. The kind of thing you ask your partner when they mention something you didn't know about. She turned to me, and her face just changed. The warmth drained out of it. Cold. Hard. She set her fork down hard enough that it clinked against the plate, loud enough that people at our end of the table went quiet. Kelsey stopped mid-sentence. Her boyfriend froze with his wine glass halfway to his mouth. My past is my business, Lauren said, her voice sharp and loud. You don't need to ask me anything about it. Just like that. In front of everyone. I felt every pair of eyes swing toward me, waiting to see how I'd react. Kelsey's eyes went wide. Someone coughed. The table went dead silent except for the ambient noise from the rest of the restaurant. I didn't yell. Didn't argue. Didn't defend myself. I just looked at her for a second, then nodded slowly. You're right, I said, keeping my voice calm. Picked up my wine. Took a sip. Your past is your business. Lauren blinked, like she'd expected me to fight back and didn't know what to do when I didn't. She turned back to her plate. Kelsey tried to restart the conversation with some awkward comment about dessert. The tension hung there for another 10 minutes before things sort of recovered, but it never felt the same. We left separately that night. She texted me saying she was going to crash at Kelsey's place. I just replied, okay, and went home. I sat on the couch that night for hours, staring at nothing. Not angry. Not sad. Just done. Done with the double standard. Done with being shut out while being expected to be an open book. That's when I decided, fine. If her past is off limits, then so is mine. Not out of spite. Not to punish her. Out of fairness. She wanted boundaries? I'd give her the same ones. Starting the next day, I stopped telling her about my life in detail. When she asked how work went, I'd say fine or busy. When she asked what I did over lunch, I'd say grab something. When she asked if anything interesting happened, I'd shrug and say not really. I stopped mentioning my friends' names. Stopped sharing funny texts or office gossip. Stopped talking about my plans for the weekend. I was polite. I was present. I'd ask her how her day was. I'd listen when she talked. But I didn't volunteer anything. At first, she didn't notice. Or maybe she did and thought I was sulking, and it would pass. But I wasn't sulking. I was just matching her energy. 2 weeks in, on a Thursday night, while we were eating takeout Thai food on the couch, she asked, "Why are you being distant?" I looked up from my pad Thai. "I'm not distant. I'm right here. You know what I mean. You barely talk to me anymore." "I talk to you every day," I said. "I ask about your work. I listen when you tell me stories. But you don't tell me anything." I set my container down. "I'm just respecting your boundaries. You said your past is your business, so I figured my stuff is my business too." She stared at me. "That's different." "How?" "Because you're doing it to punish me." I shook my head. "I'm doing it because it's fair. You don't want me asking questions, so I won't. And I won't volunteer information either. Equal footing." "That's not," she stopped. Looked away. "That's not what I meant at Kelsey's dinner." "Then what did you mean?" Because it sounded pretty clear. She didn't answer. Just picked up her phone and scrolled through it, jaw tight. Another week went by. She started asking more pointed questions. Where was I going when I left for the gym? Who was I texting when my phone buzzed? What was I working on when I had my laptop out? I answered every question in the same vague, non-specific way she always had with me. Just gym stuff. Just a friend. Just work things. She hated it. I could see it eating at her. Her eyes would narrow. She'd press for more details. I'd smile and change the subject, exactly the way she used to do to me. I wasn't being cruel. I wasn't lying. I was just being private, the way she'd taught me to be. About a month after the dinner, she came home late on a Tuesday night. Like 11:30 p.m. late. She'd texted earlier saying she was going out with coworkers after work for drinks. I'd replied, "Have fun," and didn't think much of it. When she walked in, I was on the couch watching a documentary about deep-sea exploration. She dropped her purse on the counter, kicked off her heels. "Hey," she said, her voice tight. "What did you do tonight?" "Watch this," I said, gesturing at the TV. "That's it." "Yep. Made some pasta earlier. Did laundry. Pretty quiet night." She stood there for a second, then sat down next to me, closer than usual. "We need to talk." I paused the show. "Okay. This, whatever you're doing, it's not healthy. We're supposed to be partners. We're supposed to share things." I turned to face her fully. "I agree. But you made it clear you don't want me asking about your life." So I stopped. And I stopped sharing mine. "That's what you wanted, right? Privacy?" "That's not what I meant." "Then what did you mean?" I asked, keeping my voice level. "Because you embarrassed me in front of 15 people for asking a basic question. You told me, in no uncertain terms, that your past is your business and I don't need to ask about it. So I respected that. And now you're upset that I'm giving you the same respect back?" She opened her mouth. Closed it. Her eyes were glassy. I didn't think you'd shut me out like this." "I'm not shutting you out. I'm here. I'm present. I listen when you talk. I just don't volunteer details about my own life. Same as you've been doing for 3 years. But I don't like this," she said, her voice cracking. "I don't like not knowing what's going on with you. Where you are. Who you're with. What you're thinking." I almost laughed. Almost. "Now you know how I felt since we moved in together." That hit her like a slap. Her face crumpled. She stood up, paced to the kitchen, paced back, ran her hands through her hair. "I didn't realize it bothered you that much." "Because you never asked," I said quietly. "You just assumed I was fine with the double standard." She sat back down, deflated, wiped her eyes with the heel of her hand. "I'm sorry. For the dinner. For snapping at you. I don't like talking about certain things. My past is complicated." "That's fine," I said. "You don't have to tell me anything you don't want to. But you can't expect me to be an open book while you keep yours locked. That's not how partnerships work." She nodded slowly, staring at her hands. "Can we start over? Like, both of us try to be more open? I'll try harder. I promise." I looked at her. Really looked at her. The woman I thought I'd spend my life with. And all I felt was tired. "I need some time," I said. "To think about things. About us." Her face went pale. "You're breaking up with me?" I didn't say that. I said I need time to think. "How much time?" "I don't know yet." She started crying then. Not gentle tears. Full sobs. "Please don't leave me. Please. I'll do better. I'll be more open. I swear." "Lauren, I love you," she said desperately. "I know I'm bad at showing it sometimes, but I do. I love you." I didn't say it back. I couldn't. Because in that moment, I wasn't sure if I still loved her or if I just loved the idea of who I thought she was. That was 3 weeks ago. We're still living together, but barely talking. Separate rooms now. She's been trying, texting me during the day, leaving notes on the counter, asking if I want to watch a movie or grab dinner. I've been polite, but non-committal. I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm just figuring things out. Then 2 days ago, everything exploded. I came home from the gym around 8 p.m. on a Friday. I'd gone straight after work, hit the weights hard, did some cardio, grabbed a burrito on the way home. When I walked in, Lauren was sitting at the kitchen table with her laptop open. The second she saw me, she slammed it shut. Too fast. Too guilty. Hey, I said, setting my gym bag down and grabbing water from the fridge. Where were you? She asked, her voice sharp. Gym. Same as always. For 3 hours? I looked at her. Really looked at her. Her eyes were red, like she'd been crying. Her jaw was tight. I went straight after work. Hit the weights, did cardio, grabbed food. What? Just asking. You're not just asking. What's going on? She stood up, crossed her arms. Are you seeing someone? I almost dropped the water bottle. What? Are you cheating on me? I laughed. Not a mean laugh. Just pure, genuine disbelief. Are you serious right now? You're barely talking to me. You're gone all the time. You won't tell me anything about your day. What am I supposed to think? You're supposed to think I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. I said, my voice rising now. You set this boundary, Lauren. You told me your past is your business. So I followed your lead. And now you're accusing me of cheating because I'm respecting the same boundaries you demanded? That's not what I wanted. Then what did you want? I shouted. Because I'm lost here. You want privacy, but you also want to know every detail of my life. You want me to share everything, but you won't share anything? How is that fair? How does that make any sense? She stood there, tears streaming down her face. I'm scared, okay? I'm scared you're going to leave me. I'm scared you've already checked out. I'm scared you found someone else. Why would I find someone else? She didn't answer, just cried harder, her whole body shaking. And that's when it clicked, like a light switch flipping on. You're projecting, I said, my voice dropping to almost a whisper. You think I'm cheating because you did something, didn't you? Her face went completely white, dead silent. Just the sound of her ragged breathing. Lauren, tell me the truth. It was one time, she whispered, so quietly I almost didn't hear it. Last year, at a work conference in Denver. It didn't mean anything. I swear it didn't mean anything. I felt like the floor dropped out from under me. Like all the air got sucked out of the room. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry. Last year, I said, my voice cracking. Last year we were talking about getting engaged. I was looking at rings. I was planning a future with you. She reached for me. I stepped back so fast I hit the counter. Don't you dare touch me. Please, just listen. Why? I asked, and I could hear my voice breaking. Why should I listen to anything you have to say? You cheated on me. You lied to me for over a year. And then you had the audacity, the fucking audacity, to accuse me of doing the same thing. She sobbed. Full body sobs, the kind that make you gasp for air. I was scared you'd find out. That's why I didn't want you asking questions about my past. Because I was afraid somehow it would come up. That someone would mention the conference, or you'd see something on my phone, or... So you've been lying to me for a year and a half? I said flatly. Every time you shut me down. Every time you got defensive. Every time you told me your past was your business. You were just covering your tracks. She nodded, unable to speak. I stared at her. This woman I'd built a life with. This woman I'd trusted completely. This woman I'd defended to my friends when they said she was too secretive. I'm done, I said. No, please. I'm staying at my brother's tonight. I'll come get my stuff this weekend. The lease is in my name. You have until the end of the month to find somewhere else. Please don't do this. You did this, I said, grabbing my keys and wallet. Not me. You. I walked out. She didn't follow. Just stood there crying in my kitchen. I've been at my brother's place for 2 days now. He lives across town in a 1-bedroom, but he gave me the couch and hasn't asked too many questions. I told him everything last night while we were having beers. He just shook his head and said, "Man, that's brutal. But honestly, you dodged a bullet. Better to find out now than after you married her." Maybe he's right. Feels more like I got shot and just didn't realize I was bleeding until now. Lauren's been blowing up my phone. Texts every few hours. Calls I don't answer. Voicemails I delete without listening. Yesterday she sent a long email. I read the first line. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but please just hear me out, and deleted it. I don't know what there is left to say. The apartment lease is up in 4 months anyway. My brother's friend is a lawyer, and he's helping me make sure everything's handled properly, so she can't claim I kicked her out illegally, or whatever. I'm not angry anymore. Just tired. Tired of wondering what else she lied about. Tired of questioning every vague story or deflection over the past 3 years. Was Tyler even an ex? Was he the guy from Denver? Were there others? I'll never know. And honestly, I don't want to know. Kelsey texted me yesterday. I'm really sorry. Lauren told me everything. I had no idea. If I'd known, I would have said something. I didn't respond. What would I even say? My mom called this morning. Someone must have told her, probably my brother. She asked if I was okay. I said yeah. She said, you will be. It takes time, but you will be. I guess we'll see. I've got a showing for a new place next week. Smaller than what we had, but it's mine. Fresh start. No ghosts. People keep asking if I'm okay. I tell them yes. I don't know if that's true yet, but I'm getting there. Edit 1. A few people DM'd asking if I ever suspected anything before. Honestly, no. She was good at hiding it. Or maybe I just didn't want to see it. Looking back now, there were probably signs I missed. But hindsight's 20/20ths. Edit 2. For everyone asking if there's any chance I'll take her back, no. I don't care how sorry she is. I don't care if she changed. Trust is like glass. Once it's shattered, you can glue the pieces back together, but you'll always see the cracks. Edit 3. Someone asked what happened to the ring I was looking at. I never bought it. Guess my gut knew something I didn't.